Okay.
Yes.
Care Bear.
Roxanne.
Tearing up my heart.
Mrs. Budgel.
That's me. Do you want to know what I've been talking about working with not only my social teams clients, but also my social pro clients? Teams are the ones where we do their social media for them, pro being the ones where I do one-on-one coaching and small group coaching with this group. Want to know what the thing we've been talking about a lot lately and focusing on?
Do you want me to guess?
I want you to guess.
Okay, I would bet it's about that little thing that we like to talk about called list building.
Oh, you're correct. Ding, ding, ding.
Woo! Yeah.
It is list building because you know what? The eye on the prize has been removed. It's actually something that I said recently. I don't remember who I was talking to. I was doing some live ad somewhere, and I was like, listen, if your month is not what you want it to be, the things we talked about this too on the podcast, I think. The thing you need to be doing is yes, here's some things you can do right now, but you also need to be building your list. Because odds are, if you aren't where you want to be, you let the back door, the front door, no one's in the front door saying, come on in, the water's warm, but not like Jaws. Yeah. So when I asked, and I did a poll of this to the community, it was interesting because a lot of I don't know how many new people I'm getting on my list each month.
They don't look.
They just have lost that loving feeling. It's not that, it's like the consistency of it. Like you got to look at it. You got to take a look at it and see and be intentional, because if you're not focusing on building your list, you're not going to build your list. And I don't mean going on social media and downloading everyone you ever talked to. I don't mean going on Instagram and just like liking a bunch of or following a bunch of randos. I mean some serious list building that yes, can attract people. That's one. I like that list building where you are attracting people to your list. But I also do mean being strategic about those that you might say, I want to get to know you. All of that is list building. It's all list building. But if you're not intentional about it, y'all, you're going to be in a world of hurt, not only now, but as the year goes by. We've got to build that list. Another question I was asking, not just my clients, but in general, network marketers, direct sellers, how are your emails coming? Are you sending out emails? If you have a list and you're not doing that, that's also a problem. Now, listen, you can take a break from emails. I sent maybe one email out in July. I was getting there. But you do need to cultivate that list. But let's go back a step and let's talk about list building, shall we?
List building activities?
Yeah. Do you think we need to talk about why you need to build your list?
I mean, we can do a quick snapshot, I think, of it. But you guys, if you've listened to the podcast before, you probably know this answer. But if you're new, let's go ahead and give you a quick 101.
Take it away, Taryn.
Oh, no, I don't want to do the 101.
She set me up. I thought she set herself up. Okay, so here's the deal. Ultimately, you have a network. Your network, let's say you know 20 people and you're like, great, I know 20 people. I'm going to talk to them about my business, about all these things. At some point, you're going to exhaust those 20 people. Yeah. And you're going to get exhausted talking to them. You need new people on your list. And so you need new people to talk to is what we mean. So building that people that you can talk to is the way to go, right? You want to make sure you're constantly networking. That can happen in different ways. It can happen going to events, going regularly to the gym, whatever it might be, in that moms groups and meeting people. But there's another step to it. That's just like you get to know them, but you've got to actually get them on your list. And the beauty of like a sophisticated list is this. When you get them on your list, and I do mean your email list, my friends, then you're able to, we call it drip in the small business arena, but you're able to touch base with them in a way that doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, she's always trying to sell me something. They're able to learn from you. Spy, try, buy method. Go listen to it, everybody. They're able to check out what you've got going on. They're able to even like try some things, and then that will convert them into joining your business, buying your product, or being a great resource for you.
Yeah, that was great. And the way I really like to think about an email list, because it can sound a little scary, but so say you have 100 people on your list. Are they going to buy every single month? No,
ma'am. No.
Maybe 5% buys in June. Another 3% buys in July. And then here comes October, we're getting into holiday season, and you get a whopping 12% buying. So if you think the bigger your list is, that bigger that like 5% that is buying from you is
Mm-hmm.
in physical numbers.
Yep.
So I think like email, I actually like email way more than social media.
I know you do. It's a mix, right? Because social
Yeah.
media is the bar. You don't want to be at the bar all the
Social
time, but
media
you
is the bar.
gotta
Yeah.
go to the bar so then you can have those one-on-one dates. But it's like a group date, like on The Bachelor, except you are the bachelorette or the bachelor, and you're not one of the people on the group dates.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can build relationships with multiple people with one email
Yeah.
instead of having that conversation over and over and over
The group
again
date on
on
The Bachelor.
your
It
DMs,
totally is. Oh my gosh. Yes. Totally.
right?
Oh,
So they both have their place.
yes.
But I also, yes, I'm a monogamous person, so I prefer the email, the steady dating.
Totally. Totally. And you know what's really great about being the bachelorette, not that I've ever been one, but this is also about email, is you are not as emotionally invested. When you have 10 guys that are interested in what you have to offer, you're not like, oh, do they care about me? Oh, are they the one? When you're sending an email, you're not so fixated where where you don't have that desperation energy is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
I agree. I agree. So that's
So
email, why you need email 101.
yep. Yep. And by the way, we have all these resources. Like social emails is so good.
It is. And for any business, like you don't have to
Yes.
just be a direct seller, like they are good templates.
Can I tell you a funny story? I'll tell you
Yeah.
who later, but one of my clients was like, "Oh my gosh, I was looking at someone from my team." So she okay, sorry, this is just funny. It's classic her. So okay, so she one of the things when you're in like social teams, we do the email. Like you give us the emails, we post them for you. We take care of all that technical garbage. And she was she's like, I just saw an email from one of my, I won't say, we'll just say one of the people on her team. It was so good. It was like a newsletter. And I gave this information, this information. I'm like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And she's like, I want to do something like that. I'm like, you have the templates, right? You know that she got that from the template, right? But I'm so
See
glad
how
you
she
loved
took
it.
that and turned it into that, and you were impressed. You can do that.
She was like, oh, I go, I'll just give you, don't worry. She's like, I was like, I got you. It's okay. I'll send them to you one on one.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. So how do we build the list? You build the list in a few different ways. If you're doing important in-person events, you have an ability for people to get on your email list and you entice them in different ways. It could be
Mhm.
like, hey, you could be in a drawing for a blah blah blah, and to get in the drawing, they have to give you your email address. It
Mhm.
can be like, hey, you can just straight up have something. Do you want more information? Do you want more updates? Bada boom, bada boom. Email, email, email. Now, y'all, if you want to convert this to texting, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Just understand that people have a lower tolerance for texts, the length of
Yes.
text, size of text, click on a link in a text. So just know that. Like if you want to be savvy, great, but just know it's a different duck. So then what I want you to also think about is a lead gen. A lead generator, a freebie, any of those things. And if you have one, ask yourself, whether you have them, are you promoting that on the regular in your social media? Are you using that as a tool to entice people, to give them value? Are you putting that even on, like, are you reminding people that it exists even that are on your list? If you're not doing your lead gen a service. You need to make sure that you're doing that. Now, if you don't have a lead gen, you don't have a freebie, there's a whole process there and figuring one out. But it does not have to be sophisticated. It does not it
Mm-mm.
think about the value, think about the information that your audience would be interested in and offer it. Now let me tell you this. That is not like getting the FAQs from your company about a specific product. People
No, it is not opting in to learn about the product.
not
Can I give an example of one I opted into the other day
love
that got
it.
me?
Bring it.
So I will not say what company she is with, but the lead gen that she had was, what shape is your body? And then she gave recommendations of clothing that would go with my shape.
Brilliant.
And could I find that on Google? Probably, but she had it all compiled right there for me. Heck yeah, here's my email.
That's a good one. That's a very good one. People love quizzes. Don't get it twisted. People love a good quiz. So if you have a quiz
Hmm.
that's like based on this, if there's something a little personal about it, they're gonna enjoy that as well too. So just note that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to like only
Yeah.
because there's a lot where you go there. My message is this: start thinking about, because if you start thinking about, like, first of all, track how many new people did you get on your list this month, and make a goal each month on how many people you want to get on your list.
Hmm.
And that could also be by like giving out samples. I don't call them samples, but you get me. Like, it
Yeah,
could be sampling. Are you getting their information? Like, those are ways you can get more people on your list. So
yeah,
there are ways that meet you where you're at that you can start getting more people on the list, and then you do need to go ahead and start setting up those emails and getting those going.
you do. And I love that you're calling out like track it because when you set your eyes on it, it's going to grow.
Yes.
And if it doesn't grow maybe the pace that you wanted, then you can start being the scientist of like, what do I need to do to get more people on this? But
Yes.
if you're not paying attention, you're not going to have that thought process. It's not going to grow. Like you can't just set it. Well, you do set it and forget it a little bit, but you need to be paying attention. Just like your
100%.
bills every month, you got to look at them. You got to open your bank account. So open up your email.
Do. So take a look. I love that you said that. And you'll find, again, it does not have to be sophisticated, but you do need to find ways to meet more people and get their information and get them on your list, because that will make a huge difference. And I cannot impress upon you how critical it is for you to do this now. I want you to do it every single month, but right now is so, so important. Build that list. What I'd love for you to do is reach out to us at RoxTalks on Instagram, on the gram, and just, what are some ways that you build your list? Let's mine some different ways that different people do it. We'd love to hear it. Or if you have questions on how to build your list, go ahead and shoot me a question. I'd love to answer it for you.
Of course. And we always have resources for you guys. Like you're not alone in this. And maybe it sounds scary building your list. And I'll admit it was scary when I started, but it's rewarding. It pays off.
It's
It
fun
does.
for sure. Yes. All right. What's going on with you behind the scenes, Missy?
Yay! Oh, you guys. So my husband came home last night about 10:30 and I'm not paying attention. I'm kind of like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Taryn." I'm like, "What?" And I turn and look at him and he crashed his bike last night. He got in an accident. Road
Yikes.
rash all over his face. His shirt was ripped.
Ah,
You guys, we live on Mackinac Island, and I'm just going to give you a quick preface. The horses here, there's no cars, the horses poop all over the ground. So you can imagine what he was covered in. And I'm
oh.
just looking at him, and he's like stunned. And he's okay. Nothing's broken. He doesn't have a concussion. I helped him get undressed, got ice on him. But this morning he woke up before we hopped on this podcast and his eye is swollen and black,
Oh.
road rash. His lips look like he got these beautiful lip injections. Like,
Poor
poor
me.
guy. I'm waiting for him to get sent home from work. He left off for work today, made it there without another accident. And
Oh, good.
I'm like, are you going to let you stay?
I know, like, you don't look the part. Hopefully you can stay inside.
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
that is us. It's all good. It's all fine. But my heart is just a little nervous now every time he leaves. I'm like going to be nervous and thinking about like, oh, don't
Mm,
crash.
I know. Please be careful, Jeremy. We're sending him good vibes today, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Moi, my hubby is spending more time with me, which is so interesting. So he used to do a little something, like he had a job on the weekends, an extra job. He
Yeah.
no longer is
Yeah.
doing it. So now we are just like looking into each other's eyes.
How
It is so
cute.
sweet. It is so sweet. So that is so sweet. My manifestor energy though needs to kind of get used to, like, you know, but it's super
Yes.
sweet.
I,
I
I
love it.
100% get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, you
I
know.
I have one more
Non-filter.
story. This is so just kind of going off of like your energy has to get used to that. I went on a girls' overnight trip to a concert and we had like a king size bed. There was three of us. And we're like,
Uh-huh.
we'll all sleep together. And I looked at them and I'm like, I need to sleep alone. Not because I'm weird about sharing the bed.
No,
I
because
just
you're
always
non-sacral.
share the
Yeah.
bed with people. And I was hoping that tonight I would be alone. So they got me a pull-out little
Oh, that was sweet of them.
cot thing, and it was so comfy.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. That's and I'm glad you advocated for what you needed in that moment.
Yes.
And if you're
Love you, girls. I
yeah,
need my own bed.
yes, and if you're looking at us like, if you're non-sacral, you know your human design, you understand where I'm like, I have to figure out how to do that because I
Yes.
just take on people's energy, and he's a generator, and he goes. But it's super fun, and he has not lost his ring again, so that's good.
Good. Yay. Oh,
Mhm.
you
I
guys
got
are
it in
so
show.
darn cute. I
We
love
are
it.
cute. We are so cute.
Are.
All right, everyone, have a good one.
Next week we're gonna be talking about You'll find out next week. Bye.
Bye.